Hi everyone, my name is Kundan Kumar. I belong to 2004 batch of Indian Administrative Service and my cadre is Bihar. I am also a native of that state. After having made to Indian Administrative Service, we are all asked to join the foundation course of civil services, which happens in Missouri, and depending upon the strength of the batch, it gets further distributed to other institutions as well. In my case, I feel I was a little fortunate that I have had done a foundation course already, because I was in Indian Railway Traffic Services, and as a part of that service, one is also supposed to do a foundation course. So when my results came, I was already doing a foundation course in Missouri when I got to know that I have made it to the Indian Administrative Services. So it was like back-to-back foundation course for me. And if you ask anybody who's in the civil services, that person will vouch, and that officer will vouch that the best part of the training is the foundation course. And I was very fortunate, very lucky to have done 2 foundation courses back to back, and both that also in different season. While the first foundation was during summers, the second was in the winters. So I had seen both the seasons in Missouri. So I was very lucky. And the better part was that since I had done a foundation course already, I was a little more experienced than most of my colleagues who were coming for the first time, and I had seen it all over again. So I was like little elated that and small little pleasures of life was happening while I was doing the second foundation course for the IAS. I knew the deputy directors who were our seniors, who are faculty members, who were our course directors. They knew me personally. I was little elated that I'm maybe more experienced, and I know the faculty and vice versa. I knew the places, so I used to throw my weight around at times, with my colleagues, and it was beautiful days. The best part used to happen during foundation course. A lot of the faculty members used to repeat their lectures, and there were few quiz questions which used to come up, and they were repetitive. So they knew that I was there were a couple of us who had done the foundation course earlier. So we used to get exemptions in those classes. So that was the best part of it, of having done a foundation course already. And also when we used to tell our colleagues what is going to happen next. So that was the fun part of it. And foundation course is something why I said it was very important, because this is one training where you have friends from all services, and it's like a melting pot of the academy becomes a melting pot where all officers of all services come, they gel together, they build a camaraderie across services, and the kind of friendship that you develop, that lasts till your lifetime. And I too made friends, during foundation course, who are great friends, and they're across services. So the best part of the foundation course is that you build camaraderie, you build friendship across services. So that was the part I really admired. And foundation course, as the name suggests, it lays the foundation where you transform yourself from a student, from an aspirant to become an officer, to become a responsible officer, where you are aware of your role, aware of your responsibilities, and aware of your responses to the people who have loads of expectations from you. And I must say that I must give it to the academy, which had curated a course which has a bit of everything in that 3 months of course. It taught us element of law, it taught us culture, it taught us history, it taught us political science, and at the same time it also gave us an exposure of what adventure is all about in terms of trekking. It also gave us right manners, right etiquettes, for how one can do horse riding, how one can play good sport. So and it had beautiful infrastructure, very robust infrastructure when it came to academics or in terms of sports. So it was like mix of everything, it was mix of everything, which enabled us to evolve ourselves into an officer, or at least into a human being who is ready to accept the responsibility coming one's way. And the best part is that in the academy you build camaraderie with your friends, you learn from each other, so a lot of learning also happens. And another good part of it is the Bharat Darshan, where we all are taken to different places, the village visit, the trekking. All this is so much of exposure that this transformation keeps happening every day, and every day one is evolving there, and one gets to know the importance of the foundation course once you reach your actual place of posting, and you certainly remember what you were taught, how you were taught, what were your responses. So altogether, I really enjoyed my foundation course, and right from after the foundation course, things became a little serious, when we were given our professional training, wherein we were taught about the subject in which we have to shoulder our responsibility, we have to discharge our responsibility, where we were taught rigors of court, rigors of magistracy, and the role and responsibilities of a collector. All this was taught to us, and then so that again was a lot of exposure to how a district functions, how a subdivision functions, and how as a magistrate we're expected to maintain law and order, how as a magistrate, subdivisional magistrate or a district magistrate, how we are supposed to handle tough situations. All that was taught to us, and a lot of practical training. We required a lot of practical training, because of which there's a complete year of district training which was a part of our training program. And as I said, if foundation course was all about making you an officer, district training was like it was another phase of our training, where we actually got ourselves exposed to the real life situation and the ground realities, when we realized that just becoming an officer is not an end in itself, becoming an Indian Administrative Service is not an end in itself, is the realization I actually felt when I was in the field. Since I was lucky to have got my own home state as my cadre, let me confess that before I got into the service, I haven't had an exposure of what our state is all about, what my state was all about, and what were the problems, what were the opportunities, the strength of our state. I only got to know, when I started working there. And the first part of it, the first exposure of all that came during district training. And district training has a very important role in how an officer evolves. And I was again very lucky, very fortunate to have got a great training collector and a great training ecosystem, where he was my training collector was not only a good teacher, but he was loving as well, and but at the same time he never left focus on what all I should learn, and he challenged me with difficult postings, he challenged me with difficult assignment, and it was the time of elections, where he almost gave the entire election office to me to run. Then he posted me to one of the farthest block possible, and he told me, I still remember, he told me that this is the only time you will go to a block, where you live in a block, and which is like very far off from the district headquarters. So don't shy away from going to a farthest block, because tomorrow when you have to address your own junior colleagues, you can put your collar up and say that you can tell them that you have done your block training in one of the farthest block. And I'm telling you, in the district training that I had in a place called Purnia in Bihar, I had the maximum exposure to how a district is run, how a block is run, what are the basic difficulties one faces at the ground level. I was in a block where there was no electricity, where there was no electricity for most of the time, and how we have to manage a lot of things, and how we have to manage the local government, representative of the local government, how you talk to them, how you respond to their needs, how do you respond, how you also respond to their threats at times, So it was a great learning that happened in the district training. And then suddenly, after district training, you come back to the academy again, you present your experiences, you make a project work, and you present your project work. And then finally, after phase 2 of the training, you pass out as an officer. And this entire training is an experience in itself, because it has a mix of everything. It makes you a sports person, it makes you an administrator, it makes you a friend, it makes you a philosopher, everything possible. And these 2 years of excitement of training is something which I'll never forget in my life. And today, whatever I am today, a great deal of it, has to do with the way we were trained in the academy and in the district. While discussing about the training part, I dwelled a little, or maybe in the passing reference, I gave reference to the Bharat Darshan, which is also called Winter Study Tour. This happens for almost 2 months, and this entire Winter Study Tour is modeled in a manner that an IAS officer or an IAS trainee officer gets to see what this country is all about, what all institutions make this country, put this country together, how different forms of government, with the central government, the state government, the local government, how they all work together and put the country that is India in the shape that we see it today. So it was such an eye opener for us, this 2 years of winter study tour, where we were divided into various groups of say 20 to 22 people each, and we were taken to different remotest part of the country, and we were attached to different organization. Like we had our attachment with the army, we had our attachment with navy. So it was for the first time we saw how defense forces guard our country, how difficult, how they serve in the difficult terrain. Had it not been for winter study tour, most of us would not even know what difficult terrain they work in, what are the challenges before them. And I must tell you, our attachment with defense forces was one of the best things that happened, which gave us an exposure to the challenges our defense forces are faced with, and how strongly they defend our frontiers. Though I was lucky to have worked in Ministry of Defense later in my life, but a lot of us do not get that opportunity. So it is I must say that it is like a lifetime opportunity for most of us who don't get to work with them later on in their career. So apart from that, going in a submarine while we were doing our naval attachment, a lot of us, even were attached with Air Force. So their life, their challenges, their strength, it was great exposure. At the same time, we were attached with local self-government, where they and particularly, while curating this winter study tour, the faculty members, the deputy directors, the course director, they do a lot of, they put in a lot of effort, they take a lot of pain, in choosing such places, choosing such government, choosing such district where something or other has happened, which has become an example for others to learn from. So if they are attaching us to a local self-government, they will make sure that we are taken to such a district or such a panchayat where the panchayat has done really has done wonderfully well. When they attach us to a district collector, they make sure that they are attaching us to a district where a lot of good things have happened. So right from defense forces to being attached to a public sector undertaking, to local self-government, to seeing the session of our parliament, to meeting the honorable prime minister, to meeting honorable president. It's all such an exposure that. And winter study tour is not only about exposure; it's also about 15 of us, 20 of us, who were in the group. We also learn a lot about group dynamics, and we have innumerable anecdotes and stories of those times, to tell to each other, which we, whenever the batch gets together, when some of us get together, we definitely, narrate stories to each other, anecdotes to each other of those times, and particularly that of winter study tour. A lot of people also have fond memories of those times, because they also end up choosing their partners, and partners who become their life partner. And I was lucky to have found one in the academy. So again, the training is also very, very important for me, because I found my life partner there. So having explained this at length, the different modules of training that an Indian Administrative Services trainee officer undergo, I must tell all of you that getting into IAS is not an end in itself. A whole exciting world awaits you once you get into the service, and it all begins with the training. Believe you me, the training of an IAS officer, the way it has been curated, transforms oneself from an aspirant to an officer and gives you a great deal of exposure.